We caught up with the rapper Slug, who is half of Atmosphere. He chopped it up with us about how they constructed their latest album, Southsiders. He also discussed the perception and definition of conscious rap in today's music landscape, as well
from
as
like the branch of this tree that's more based in, I guess back in the day we used to call it conscious rap. You know, but just, you know, music that was about or spoke to the struggle.
You mentioned conscious rap. Where do you feel like conscious rap lies in the rap game now? Because a lot of people feel like not that it doesn't exist, but it's a couple tiers lower or more tiers lower than that than it used to be.
I mean, truthfully, I don't even know what that phrase means anymore, conscious rap. You know what I mean? Like, I realize, like, all of these different subgenres and whatnot, they're created so you could say as few words as possible when you're trying to explain what somebody sounds like. And so nowadays, you might even find rappers that are like, don't put me in the conscious rap bucket, you know? Whereas I think Kendrick is conscious rap. You know what I'm saying? When you're speaking about trying to make something out of nothing, to me, that's conscious rap. To me, to an extent, all hip hop is. You know, when I was growing up, gangster rap was conscious rap, but I'm old, and I think it's easy for me to look at it like that because I still remember when we didn't separate all these branches of this tree.
Yeah, sort of. I don't consider myself a prisoner or anything. You know, clearly I do songs with Nelly. I do what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, but clearly other people in this business have felt the need to label me and package me as this conscious artist. The conscious rapper label correctly applies to me because I am a conscious rapper.
Yeah, it's not an insult.
It's not an insult. As a matter of fact, it's a blessing to be called that.
Right.
As a matter of fact, being called a conscious MC is something fly that I'm proud of being called that. But this industry has demonized the term consciousness and demonized the idea of positive message and music with that can move people in a different direction other than debauchery. While you have, you know, respected people like, you know, Complex.com did a thing where they said 30 things that's wrong with hip hop. And number 7 was conscious rap is condescending and corny. They wouldn't have even printed that unless that's a consensus that some people have in hip hop. And you know, that's why I fight against that label. That's why I fight against that being put in that box, because the people who strive to put me in that box, subconsciously or intentionally, are limiting the audience that can hear my music.
With the legendary Talib Kweli, how are you doing?
What's up? How you doing?
Gravitas is in stores now.
Yeah, Gravitas is subject matter that has weight or importance, you know, and you know, I felt like with this album I wanted to do that. People kind of see me as that artist already, so you know, sometimes I run the opposite direction of that when I'm trying to present how I'm putting out my music. But for this album, I want to do that, especially with the fact that it's my niche fan base that's going to be coming directly to my website.
Right.
I wanted people who could deal with, like, you know, the darker, deeper content. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I strive to do.
So as a rapper who's been labeled as a conscious rapper, which to me isn't a bad thing, but it's always had a negative connotation in hip hop.
Not always.
Not always, but recently.
Yeah.
Because, you know, kids like, I don't want
Right, hipsters and blogs.
I don't want anybody preaching
have worked
to me.
hard. The conscious MCs of the day, and are the most celebrated MCs, are Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Macklemore. What's conscious about them is the honesty.
Right.
You know, and the fact that they're painting realistic pictures, which is the same thing as why you say NWA is conscious. They're more conscious in the vein of an NWA than they are in the vein of a Public Enemy.
Right.
You know, and I think that's become popular. And I think that's what resonates with people more, actually. That's why people love Kendrick and J. Cole, for that reason.
Yeah.
Because of the consciousness. That's why people love them. Hey yo, it's Talib Kweli, the BKMC. You checking me out on Global Grind TV.
Following guest, Immortal Technique. Sometimes when you say conscious, that really doesn't mean anything. That means you know something. Everybody in this room knows something. Everybody outside that's in this venue knows something. Everybody on this block knows something. They all know the same thing. Even a satirical joke we can make. We could all say politicians are corrupt or lawyers are corrupt. Everyone laughs. But what are we gonna do about it? That's the real difference. Consciousness does not imply that you are actually going to take action.
I've been called a pioneer of the conscious hip-hop movement, with lyrics that are, as one writer said, music to think to, not drink to.
Right. Yeah.
Why? Why did you want to go in that direction?
As I started to dig more into that intellectual upbringing, that kind of source material, that had a greater reaction? Can you take a record and use it to empower yourself, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you are, what color you are, your political stance, your race stance, your religious stance, something that affects you totally?